CLOTTA is an ideal hemostatic agent because it's very versatile and very easy to use. So the first thing you need to do is what wounds you're going to be using it on. Now here we've got a serious wound into a leg, but it could be anything. The advantage with CLOTTA is you can use it for absolutely any type of bleed. So it may well even be a small bleed, there's a lot of blood coming out, you can pop it on right up to the catastrophic bleeds like this or even worse than this. So the first thing you need to do is obviously identify where you need to place CLOTTA on. Here it's fairly obvious you've got a large hole. Now, once you've torn the packet, and to do that you literally just take the packet and tear along the top, and it's pre-cut so you can easily get the product out. So once you've got the product out itself, CLOTTA has two sides to it, a smooth side and a rough side. So if you place a smooth side against your hand, now I'm not wearing gloves in this demo, but obviously when you're dealing with anything like this, you should be wearing gloves. So that the rougher side is going to go against the wound. So option one with this would be literally take that, apply it directly over the wound and apply direct pressure. You can increase the amount of padding on here as well by taking some gauze pads, placing those over the top as well, and again, holding that down as tightly as you can to apply pressure. Apply that on until the bleeding stops, and then what you can do is pop a trauma dressing or a standard dressing around the outside to hold it in place. Never remove this once it's gone on. Once you put this on, you just leave it there for the emergency medical team to deal with that once the person gets to the hospital. And the advantage with CLOTTA over other hemostatic agents is, firstly, you can do this. You can literally put the dressing right over the wound, which is much easier for untrained people or for where you need a hemostatic dressing to go on the wound very quickly, because we're not having to pack a wound. If we had a Z-fold gauze here, we'd have to try and pack that wound, which would be very painful to the patient, and also it wouldn't be as effective. So this is directly applying onto here. Strap them up, and as you're strapping them up, also take the actual packaging that comes with and tuck that under the bandage so the hospital know what's being added. Then the real advantage of CLOTTA is that not only is it stopping the bleed, but it's also promoting the cascade of clotting. So you're actually making the wound heal, not only bunging up the hole. So if we just take this as another option, so if we remove that, now the other thing you can do with CLOTTA is to actually pack the wound if you can. Now this is quite a large hole here, so you can just take the dressing itself and literally just tear it in half, and then you can take that whole dressing, just fold that up and literally just pop it right into the wound itself. Then if you need to, you can pop another piece over the top, or once that's fully in the wound, you can just place the other dressings on the outside to hold pressure, and again apply direct pressure, and then once you've left that on, the bleeding stops, pop the bandage round to secure this in place, and that way what we'll have done here is use half of it. So if you've got multiple injuries, you can just tear CLOTTA up and use one part on here, one part on here, rather than have to use the entire product on one injury. So although it comes as one block, you only have to use what you need to use at that moment in time. So it's ideal for instances where there's multiple casualties. You can buy CLOTTA direct from ProTrainings Europe now from our store at firstaidonline.co.uk, or contact us for more information on supplies at protrainings.uk, or phone 01206 809 538.